Hello, so my name is Keisha Wands, and I am doing a persuasive speech on the benefits of being a stay-at-home mom. This in no way I want to persuade any working moms or in any way. As mothers, we all do a good job, and this doesn't doubt on anything. I just wanted to reiterate the benefits of being a stay-at-home mom, and that it is a job, and it should be required as one. It should be noticed more, recognized as a job. It is a full-time job, and it is very stressful and very rewarding. So, with that said, um, my kids, my boys playing, hearing them laugh and grow and learning together is my favorite sound in the world. I could hear it all day long, and it would never be a depression. It would never be a negative thing. Hearing them laugh and learn and grow and just being together makes me, so happy that I get to hear it. And so if you could think of a sound or something you would see that if you seen it every day, it would make you so happy. It would make you motivated to do anything you wanted to do and be who you want to be. For me, that is hearing my boys every day growing and laughing together. And so, my main points here is the benefits of being a stay-at-home mom for me is the bonding, the scheduling, and the availability that you have. Being a stay-at-home mom allows you to do all of these very efficiently. So, bonding, you get the one-on-one with your child from infancy. If you choose to stay at home right away, you also get the bonding with your child even through teenage and adolescent years if you choose to stay home long term, which gives you a long-term bond with them, a bond that is not breakable. It is strong and there, and they get comfort and healing from that. And then the sibling bond. If you have more than one child or children, they bond. When you stay at home, you have more freedom to allow them to play and interact with each other a lot more than having to keep them on such strict guidelines to follow a steady flow, to keep everybody afloat. So, really creating that sibling bond from young babies and infants really creates that great bonding for everything. So that leads me into my first reference, and it is from the Journal of... I'm sorry, I lost my place here. It is from the Journal of Child and Family Studies, and it stated that research has identified that parental acceptance and control is critical for promoting healthy child and adolescent development. So, how I already how that inspired me to put it in here is that building that bond and creating that, you give your child a sense of parental acceptance. It creates that deep bond that they can come to you later and tell you stuff and be there. So the bonding is really a strong point when you are talking about being a stay-at-home parent, and it's definitely a benefit. My second benefit is scheduling. Everybody's schedules are crazy all the time. Work, school, play, all of that. And so, being a stay-at-home mom, I've realized that I have control over the scheduling of my child's appointments, my doctor's appointments, and school events, parent-teacher conferences, and that is a lot. And as well as my spouse's schedule, keeping track of his days off and when he gets to come home and when he doesn't, and being able to plan things and having the availability to schedule things around my schedule and around all of theirs as well, and knowing them really benefits. Sometimes our schedules get way crazy, and when we work out of the home and the kids go to school, and it becomes very stressful and crazy at times. But I love having the scheduling under control, I feel more. And I feel that that is a benefit of being a stay-at-home mom. I have the privilege of going and being able to be there when I need to be. And so that leads me to my second reference, which states it's from the Journal of Social Welfare. And it says, in this case, women are regarded as mothers and caregivers. So part of being a caregiver is making sure the schedules are ready for not only your children, but your spouse as well, and for yourself. Being a complete caregiver for your entire family. And it's definitely a benefit of being a stay-at-home mom. You have more control over the scheduling, so it helps you to be a better caregiver to your spouse and to your children. Which leads me to my third point here, which is the availability. You have the availability to make it to doctor's appointments, parties, sporting events. You're on call all the time, but you're available for any emergency situation with your spouse, with your children, with yourself, any other family member even. You're an emergency call person. You can be available to run to them and be part of anything you need to be there for. If there's an accident, if your child needs you for something, you can pretty much drop everything that you had to do and make sure you can be there for them. The availability of being a stay-at-home mom is crazy when you think of it. I mean, our days are planned out as well, but at the same time, everything can be rearranged and moved around. Which takes me into the cons of being a stay-at-home parent, which is, this is why a lot of people cannot be stay-at-home parents even if they have wanted the desire. There's a financial burden on the family, or you just can't work and stay at home at the same time. And the only thing for me is the daycare cost didn't outweigh me being home. Me working would only pay my daycare bill. So my husband and I made the decision to stay home. For me to stay home with the children, because I would pretty much only be paying a daycare bill. So in eliminating a daycare bill, we actually save more money, me staying home than not. But I am no way knocking working mothers, because sometimes financial burdens take over and you have to make it work. Another thing about staying home, and it's kind of a big issue that nobody really notices, is depression. Postpartum depression is a huge one, and just being cooped up and not having the adult social interaction is also very depressing. So that can definitely be a con, especially if you're already kind of a depressed person. So my reference for depression actually comes out of the Infant Mental Health Journal, and it states that prenatal depression is one of the most common complications of pregnancy and postpartum, and it affects 12 to 19% of women. So 19% of women out there who have just given birth or who are pregnant suffer with this depression, and it is a severe depression. It affects people very negatively. So there's definitely pros and cons. I choose to look at the benefits of being a stay-at-home parent. It definitely benefits my family, and it is a full-time job, and I think it needs to be more recognized as a profession. It really is a full-time job, and it really requires just the same amount of time and attention as any other job would. And that just takes us back to our conclusion here, that I want to continue hearing my favorite sound, which is my boys playing, and hearing them learn, and being able to be there for that moment, that bonding moment, and being able to bond with my children, so in long term they can return that benefit to me by coming to me when they need me. So for me, the benefits of being a stay-at-home mom outweigh the cons of being a stay-at-home mom. And that wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching and being a great audience. And I look forward to any feedback you have to give. Thank you.